The 2014 penny coin, officially known as the 2014 Lincoln cent, represents a modern chapter in the long and evolving story of American coinage. A small yet meaningful object that quietly circulated through everyday life while reflecting the economic realities, technological progress, and cultural continuity of the early 21st century. Because this coin was created during a time when digital transactions were rising rapidly, yet physical currency still maintained a strong presence. In daily commerce across the United States, minted more than a century after the original Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln. The 2014 penny carries forward a tradition that connects generations through a consistent and recognizable design, reminding holders that, even in a world of rapid innovation, familiar symbols of national identity remain unchanged. Produced by the United States Mint, the 2014 penny was struck primarily at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint for widespread circulation, while specially prepared proof coins were issued at the San Francisco Mint, ensuring that both everyday users and dedicated collectors would encounter this coin in different forms, each reflecting varying levels of finish, detail, and preservation. The obverse of the 2014 penny features the enduring portrait of Lincoln, his calm profile facing right, a design originally created by Victor David Brenner and preserved through decades of production, accompanied by the inscriptions in God, "We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2014. Each element struck onto a zinc-based planchette coated in copper, giving the coin its familiar reddish tone while reflecting the economic adjustments that shaped modern coin composition. Weighing approximately 2.5 grams, the 2014 penny differs from earlier copper-heavy cents, representing the practical balance between tradition and cost efficiency that characterizes contemporary minting practices. On the reverse side appears the Union Shield design introduced in 2010, symbolizing national unity and strength. With a central shield bearing vertical stripes and a banner across the top inscribed with E pluribus unum, a design that connects the coin to themes of cohesion and collective identity in a rapidly changing world. As the 2014 penny entered circulation, it became part of countless ordinary moments, exchanged in stores, dropped into savings jars, used in vending machines, and handled without thought by millions of people who rarely pause to consider that. Even such a common object carries layers of meaning tied to economics, design, and history. Despite its ordinary appearance, the coin attracts interest from collectors who examine variations in strike quality, mint marks, surface preservation, and rare minting anomalies such as off-center strikes, doubled, dies, or planchette irregularities. Because even in an era of advanced machinery, the production of coins remains a complex process where subtle imperfections can occur, transforming a simple 1-cent coin into a unique specimen of numismatic interest. While the vast majority of 2014 pennies remain worth only face value, high-grade uncirculated examples, proof coins, and exceptionally rare error coins sometimes inspire speculative discussions among enthusiasts, with extraordinary hypothetical valuations reaching into the millions of dollars when rarity, condition, and collector demand align, illustrating how perception and scarcity can elevate even modern currency into objects of fascination. Beyond questions of value, however, the 2014 penny serves as a cultural artifact representing a transitional era when tangible money coexisted with rapidly expanding digital systems, making it a quiet witness to the habits, transactions, and everyday experiences of early 21st century life. When narrated slowly in a text-to-speech format, the story of the 2014 penny becomes immersive and reflective, guiding listeners through its creation, circulation, symbolism, and potential significance, ultimately revealing that even a small coin minted in a modern year can carry a surprisingly deep narrative about continuity, change, and the enduring relationship between people and the objects they use every day. The 2014 penny coin continues its quiet journey through history, not only as a unit of currency, but as a reflection of modern economic structure, technological advancement, and human habit, because by the time this coin entered circulation, the world had already begun shifting toward electronic payments, mobile banking, and digital wallets. yet millions of people still relied on physical coins for everyday transactions, making the 2014 Lincoln cent a small but powerful symbol of continuity within change. Produced under the authority of the United States Mint, the coin was manufactured with remarkable efficiency, using high-speed presses capable of striking thousands of coins per minute. Each blank planchet carefully shaped, coated, and stamped, to create a uniform appearance that balances precision engineering with mass production demands. Although modern minting technology is highly advanced, the process still allows subtle variations to emerge. And it is within these tiny differences that collectors find fascination. Studying the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the clarity of lettering, and the strength of the Union Shield design on the reverse, searching for unique characteristics that distinguish one coin from another. The Union Shield itself represents unity among states and the strength of a nation bound together. A symbolic design introduced in 2010 to replace the long-standing Lincoln Memorial reverse, marking a modern evolution in penny imagery while preserving historical continuity through Lincoln's enduring presence on the obverse. As these coins spread across cities, towns, and rural communities, they became part of countless daily experiences, moving through grocery stores, parking meters, school cafeterias, and charity collections, linking individuals through the simple act of exchange, a reminder that currency functions not only as economic value, but also as a medium of social interaction. Children who received the 2014 penny and change may have dropped it into piggy banks, unknowingly preserving a small artifact of their time, while collectors carefully stored pristine examples in protective holders. Recognizing that condition plays a crucial role in long-term numismatic significance. Mint marks also contribute to collector interest, with coins produced in Philadelphia lacking a mint mark, and those from Denver bearing a small d, while proof coins struck in San Francisco feature exceptional mirror-like surfaces created through specialized preparation and multiple strikes, producing a level of detail that highlights the craftsmanship behind modern coin production. Beyond its physical characteristics, the 2014 penny reflects broader economic realities, including the ongoing debate about the cost of producing 1-cent coins. Since the expense of manufacturing often exceeds the coin's face value, raising questions about practicality, tradition, and the future of law-denomination currency. Yet despite such discussions, the penny remains deeply embedded in cultural practice, symbolizing thrift, savings, and incremental value. Collectors often examine the 2014 penny for minting anomalies such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and plating irregularities, each representing a moment when mechanical precision diverged slightly from perfection, creating a unique variation that transforms an ordinary coin into a collectible curiosity. While most examples remain common, exceptionally rare error coins in flawless condition sometimes inspire speculative conversations about dramatic future valuations, occasionally imagined in the realm of millions of dollars, when rarity and demand intersect, illustrating how perception, scarcity, and storytelling shape the way people assign meaning to physical objects. The 2014 penny therefore exists at the intersection of practicality and symbolism, functioning as a tool of commerce while also serving as a historical marker of early 21st century life, capturing a period when physical money still circulated widely, even as digital systems expanded rapidly. When described in a slow, immersive text-to-speech narration, the coin's story unfolds as a reflection of continuity, technology, economics, and human behavior, revealing that even a modern penny minted in 2014 can hold significance far beyond its 1-cent denomination, embodying the enduring connection between everyday objects and the passage of time. The 2014 penny coin continues to reveal deeper meaning when viewed through the lens of time, rarity, and human imagination, because although billions of these coins were produced for ordinary circulation, a small number of exceptional examples, those preserved in flawless condition or marked by rare minting anomalies, have inspired intense curiosity among collectors, transforming an everyday object into a symbol of hidden potential and speculative value. Struck under the supervision of the United States Mint, The 2014 Lincoln cent reflects the balance between tradition and efficiency that defines modern coin production, with its zinc core and copper plating representing economic practicality, while its enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln maintains continuity with more than a century of American numismatic history. As these coins circulated across the country after being produced at facilities such as the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, they became part of countless daily interactions passed between strangers, stored in household jars, exchanged for small purchases, or forgotten in drawers, quietly embedding themselves in the routines of early 21st century life. Yet over time, collectors began to examine them more closely, searching for the subtle distinctions that separate an ordinary coin from a remarkable one. Among the most intriguing features that elevate interest in the 2014 penny are rare production errors, including doubled dies where lettering appears duplicated, off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, and unusual planchette variations that occur when the metal blank differs from standard specifications, because such irregularities are created during the high-speed minting process when mechanical precision briefly deviates from perfection, producing a coin that is unique rather than uniform. While these anomalies are extremely uncommon, verified examples that combine rarity with pristine preservation have generated intense discussion within numismatic communities, leading to speculative valuations that extend far beyond the coins. Modest 1-cent denomination and in exceptional hypothetical scenarios discussed among enthusiasts. A flawless and extraordinarily rare 2014 penny error coin could be imagined with a collector value reaching into the millions of dollars, sometimes described in conversations as approaching $2 million or even $3 million, when authenticity, demand, and historical intrigue align. This possibility transforms the coin into a symbol of chance and discovery, inspiring individuals to examine old collections and loose change with renewed attention, driven by the idea that something seemingly ordinary may conceal extraordinary worth. Beyond financial speculation, the 2014 penny also represents a transitional moment in economic history. Existing during a period when digital transactions were rapidly expanding, yet physical currency remained widely used, making the coin a tangible record of shifting habits and technological evolution. The Union Shield design on the reverse reinforces themes of unity and resilience, presenting a visual metaphor for stability within change, while the coin's widespread circulation reflects how national identity, commerce, and daily life intersect through simple objects. When narrated in a slow and immersive text-to-speech format, the story of the 2014 penny becomes reflective and expansive, guiding listeners through its creation, movement, symbolism, and imagined value, ultimately illustrating that even a modern coin can carry layers of meaning that extend far beyond its practical purpose, and that in rare and extraordinary circumstances, a single 2014 penny once exchanged is ordinary. Pocket change can be spoken of in terms of millions of dollars, standing as a reminder that history, rarity, and human perception have the power to transform the smallest objects into legends. The concluding exploration of the 2014 penny coin invites listeners to reflect on how an object so small can carry an immense narrative shaped by history, craftsmanship, circulation, and human imagination. Because the 2014 Lincoln cent was not merely struck as currency, but emerged from the precise and methodical processes of the United States Mint during a time when the world was rapidly transitioning toward digital transactions, making physical coins simultaneously ordinary and symbolic of continuity. When the coin was produced, billions of identical pieces were manufactured to serve practical economic needs. Yet each individual coin began a unique journey through countless hands, pockets, and places quietly participating in everyday exchanges that collectively form the rhythm of economic life. The obverse design, featuring the enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln, connects the coin to a legacy of resilience and unity that has defined American coinage for more than a century. And the detailed Union Shield on the reverse conveys strength and cohesion, symbolizing not only a nation's structure, but also the idea that stability can exist even in times of transformation. struck primarily at facilities such as the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The 2014 penny entered circulation with no immediate distinction. Yet the passage of time transformed it from simple currency into a small historical witness, preserving within its metallic surface the marks of handling, storage, and survival. Composed mainly of zinc with a copper plating, lighter than earlier copper-era pennies yet visually reminiscent of them, the coin reflects technological adaptation in minting practices, demonstrating how economic pressures and material science influence even the smallest units of money. As years progressed, collectors and enthusiasts began to study 2014 pennies, not only for their design but for their condition, searching for pristine examples that remained untouched by wear, or for unusual minting characteristics that might elevate a common coin into a notable collectible. And within collector discussions emerged imaginative valuations in which exceptionally preserved or rarer examples could be spoken of in terms reaching into the millions, illustrating how rarity, demand, and narrative can dramatically transform perceived value. However, the importance of the 2014 penny extends far beyond speculation, because it serves as a tangible reminder of a specific moment in modern history when society balanced physical and digital economies, when everyday purchases still involved coins, sliding across counters, even as smartphones and online systems redefined commerce. In this way, the coin functions as a miniature archive of its era, embodying the intersection of tradition and innovation, permanence and change, simplicity and complexity. When narrated slowly in text-to-speech form, the story of the 2014 penny becomes immersive and reflective, encouraging listeners to imagine the countless journeys a single coin may have taken from minting presses to circulation, from circulation to storage, from storage to rediscover each stage, adding layers of meaning that transform a 1-cent piece into a vessel of collective memory. The coin's significance ultimately lies not in its denomination, but in its endurance, because it persists as a physical link between generations, reminding observers that value is shaped not only by metal and numbers, but by the stories people attach to objects over time. Through this lens, the 2014 penny coin stands as more than currency, evolving into a symbol of continuity within change, a quiet participant in history that reveals how even the most modest creations can accumulate significance. And as the narrative reaches its conclusion, the coin remains an enduring reminder that meaning often resides in ordinary things, waiting patiently to be recognized, appreciated, and preserved by those who pause long enough to look closely. The 1987 penny may appear to be just another small coin lost among many others, but when you truly explore its story, it becomes a fascinating symbol of change, survival, and hidden history. This coin was produced by the United States Mint, the official institution responsible for creating the nation's currency and maintaining traditions that stretch across generations. Every detail of the 1987 penny reflects a moment in time, a snapshot of economics, technology, and society in the late 20th century. Though its value is only 1 cent, its story carries far greater significance. At the heart of the coin is the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a figure whose life itself feels almost legendary. Born in poverty, self-educated, and later becoming a leader during one of the most difficult periods in American history, Lincoln represents perseverance and transformation. His presence on the 1987 penny creates a powerful contrast, a man from the 1800s, appearing on a coin produced in a modern, industrial era. It is as if 2 centuries meet in one small object. When someone holds this coin, they are holding not just currency, but a bridge between past struggles and present realities. What truly makes the 1987 penny different from many earlier coins is its hidden composition. For decades, pennies were made mostly of copper, but by the time the 1980s arrived, copper had become too expensive. To solve this economic challenge, the coin's structure changed dramatically. The 1987 penny is primarily zinc with a thin copper coating, giving it the appearance of tradition, while quietly embracing modern practicality. This transformation tells a deeper story about adaptation, how even something as stable as money must evolve when circumstances change. It's a reminder that survival often depends on the ability to transform without losing identity. Imagine the journey of a single 1987 penny. It began its life in a massive minting facility, emerging shiny, flawless, and identical to millions of others. At that moment, it had no story of its own. But once released into circulation, its life truly began. Perhaps it was handed to a child buying candy, dropped into a vending machine, or placed carefully into a savings jar. Over years, in decades, it may have crossed cities, states, and countless human experiences. Each scratch on its surface marks an interaction, a silent memory etched into metal. There is something almost poetic about how coins travel. They move without intention, yet participate in countless human decisions. The 1987 penny might have witnessed economic booms and recessions, technological revolutions, social change, all while remaining physically unchanged except for wear. It has no voice, yet it silently records time. Unlike photographs or documents that remain in one place, coins move constantly, making them travelers through history rather than observers from a distance. Another interesting dimension of the 1987 penny lies in its paradox of commonness and uniqueness. Billions were produced, meaning almost anyone can find one. Yet no two circulated pennies look exactly alike. Some remain bright and well-preserved, while others appear dark, scratched, or worn smooth by decades of use. This variation creates individuality within mass production. It shows how time and experience shape even the most uniform objects. In a way, each coin develops its own personality based on where it has been. Collectors often see the 1987 T not just as currency, but as a historical artifact. Coins are among the few objects designed for everyday use that also serve as official records of national identity. The design, composition, and year of production all provide clues about the period in which they were made. The 1987 penny captures a moment when traditional imagery met modern economic necessity. It represents stability on the surface and transformation beneath. A powerful metaphor for society itself, beyond history and economics. The 1987 penny also carries cultural meaning. For generations, pennies have symbolized luck, patience, and the value of small beginnings. Many people remember childhood moments of collecting pennies in jars, learning about saving money one coin at a time. The phrase "every penny counts" reflects a universal truth. Small contributions accumulate into meaningful results. The 1987 penny continues that tradition, reminding people that value is not always measured by size or price. There is also a philosophical lesson hidden within this coin. Over time, many people began to consider pennies inconvenient or insignificant. Some are left behind in stores, ignored on sidewalks, or forgotten in drawers. Yet this very neglect adds depth to the coin's story. Something once considered essential can become overlooked as society changes. The 1987 penny quietly asks an important question: what determines true worth? Monetary value can change, but historical and symbolic value often grows stronger with time. Consider how the world has transformed since 1987. Technology has reshaped communication, economies have shifted, and new generations have grown up in completely different environments. Yet this small coin continues to circulate, unchanged in design, carrying the same portrait and symbolism. It serves as a tangible link connecting different eras. When someone discovers a 1987 penny today, they are touching an object that has survived decades of transformation around it. The physical durability of the coin adds another layer to its story. Despite constant handling, pressure, and exposure, it endures. This endurance mirrors the idea of resilience, the ability to persist through change and challenge. In a symbolic sense, the coin represents continuity in a rapidly evolving world. It reminds us that some things remain constant, even as everything else shifts. From an artistic perspective, the design itself communicates meaning. The calm expression of Lincoln suggests stability and thoughtfulness. The simple yet powerful inscriptions reflect national ideals. Even the coin's circular shape carries symbolism, continuity without beginning or end. These visual elements combine to create an object that communicates ideas without words. If one imagines the collective journey of all 1987 pennies, the scale becomes astonishing. Together, they have traveled billions of miles through human hands. They have participated in everyday life on an unimaginable level. They have been present in moments of joy, routine, and hardship. Though individually small, collectively they represent the movement of an entire society. Ultimately, the 1987 penny teaches a profound lesson about perspective. Objects we consider ordinary often contain extraordinary stories when examined closely. This coin is not merely a unit of currency. It is a witness to time, a symbol of adaptation, and a reminder that transformation can occur quietly beneath familiar appearances. It shows how history is not confined to textbooks or monuments but lives within everyday objects we carry without noticing. So the next time someone encounters a 1987 penny, they might pause for a moment. They might consider the decades it has traveled, the changes it has witnessed, and the meaning it carries despite its simplicity. In that moment, the coin transforms from spare change into a small but powerful piece of living history, a reminder that even the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary stories when we choose to look deeper.